Hey everybody, welcome back to Scribbles with Jonathan. This is going to be like a super quick video, so I hope. We're looking at Trello right now, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. I usually use this website here, it's totally free. I usually use this website here to help do project planning, break tasks down, so I know what I need to do that week. What I'm in here doing now is, right now, as you can see up here, the title, I'm working on Jessup King. Hey, it's been a while. We're going to be getting Jessup King going super quick here and all that good stuff. Right now I'm in the plot stages, as you can see, for issue 1. And I just wanted to show you why I'm using Trello right now and why I want to record this while I'm still energetic about it because I just started doing this today. So I'll have an update video if this sucks. And if you don't get that update video, just assume that it's good. At least for me, okay? So I just want to show you why I'm using this and sort of like the quick process of it, and that's why I want it to be a really quick video because I know a lot of I don't want to say my fans, but the people that watch the show here, you guys are always writing in like, John, how do I not even write a comic, but make a comic and stuff. And for a lot of people out there, just drawing a comic and winging it as you go is perfectly fine and doable. For me, I just want this to have a little bit more structure to it because I have more intentions of it besides just having necessarily fun and winging it. Personally, I don't work that well just winging things. I need like a little playground to go into and stuff, right? So I don't have it up on screen right now. You guys can go back and check other videos, but just sort of use your imagination with what I do here. So right now, this comic project, each issue is about 22 pages. I might go a little over, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I don't need to go as in-depth with the plots for an issue because there's only so much room in there. It's not a graphic novel, right? So on a literal note cards, like little index cards, what I'll do is I'll have three: a beginning, middle, and end. I'll call them, and I always start with the end. I like just a quick sentence or a line, nothing detailed or anything like hero loses, something like that. What my ending weight was: demon overwhelms Jessup. So I start with the end, and then I immediately go to the first card there, and I go, what's the opposite of that? What's the change that needs to happen or whatever is going to be in the story here? And the first one I have was Jessup defeats a wrestler in a match. Okay? And I know this might be out of context for some of you that aren't familiar with Jessup King, but hopefully you guys will come to terms with him once I start producing content with it. But just imagine this in your mind of your own stories or whatever. So the beginning is different, or it's opposite the ending here, right? So Jessup's defeating somebody in a match, and then at the end of the issue, he's being overwhelmed, like he can't get out of it. So the middle card is the transition that happens between the two. And I have there's the main bad guy called Megacosm. He summons a demon who can cast or summon little pesky minions. Okay, so that's the transition. So those are the first 3 cards I have. Then I create 2 more cards that are in between those two. So like, what happens between Jessup defeating a wrestler match and Malice summoning a demon who can cast little pesky minions? What's the transition that happens between that? Okay, so once I have all that, blah blah blah. Okay, that's not necessarily the point here. What I wanted to do is I need 22 pages. Okay, so for me, what I like to do is usually have a plot, which is one of these cards, one of these little like things that you can move around. I like to have a plot that's each one of those, each page. So ideally, if it's a 22 page comic, I'm going to have 22 plots. Now, each plot doesn't have to be dramatically different as if you're writing a novel. It just gives me an outlook for what I need to put on that comic page when I'm either writing it or drawing it. Okay, so if you don't understand what I'm saying on that, I'll most likely have another video just showing you guys sort of like the process of this kind of thing. So you can see a little bit more in depth, so that I know this isn't totally out there. But what's cool is there's this add-on you can download. I forget what it was called. If you just go here to, or just Google search how to add numbers to lists, you can have this here. And why I want this here is because right now this is telling me I have 8 of these cards in here, and I need 22. So that's all the technical stuff. Let me just show you why I'm using this way. I think it's slick. Okay. First and foremost, you can click and drag and move your plot points anywhere you want. So if I wanted, he wants this at the end, I can put that there. I can move it anywhere I want. And that right there is why I just wanted to come into Trello and mess around with it, because sometimes you're going to have things like a fight scene or a story scene, and just throwing it in there, sometimes you don't know if it fits. And what I like doing is I can just sort of read this real quickly and still get the gist of the 22 page comic and go, you know what, maybe I want that action scene's going on a little too long. I'm going to like put some story in there somehow, right? That's the main reason why. Over on the side here, I have an ideas panel, and it's blank right now, but I can fill it with anything just by clicking add car, and just say it's Jessup gets upper hand in fight. So what does that mean? Well, that means that's a page or a plot that I can drag once I get like some ideas that I think would be cool for this issue. And sometimes you will probably have more ideas than you will in the actual issue, but these stay here in this case, right? So when I come to issue 2, I can go, do these fit in here? Okay, cool, I can bring it in there. And like, check this out. So Jessup defeats a wrestler match. Jessup gets upper hand in fight. Like these, so that's 2 pages in a row. But maybe, you know, what if, how does the story flow if I read it again, but it's down here? Now, this isn't necessarily in context, but I just wanted to show you that, like, how quickly and easy it is just to make plots. And the last thing is I put this little thing over here called a legend. This lets me just add quick colors. So if the page is really about story, I just have this color here. If it's an action scene, I have it here. A rest on a moment, meaning like if you guys have ever read manga or something where you're flipping it and all the page is maybe not even talking. It's just shots, like a building, a bird flying, a car driving by. It puts you in the spot as if you were there, that sort of thing. And then B story. B story for me is usually in a comic book that has any kind of girth to it. I don't like just writing the main characters. There's usually a B story, meaning just say your main character in this case is Jessup and he's doing some wrestling stuff. The B story might be about a kid trying to get a ticket to go see Jessup wrestle. Let's just say that. So that has it's part of the story, and it adds another layer to that onion that makes it a little bit more rich. To me anyway, okay? So right here, like Jessup gets upper hand in fight. So I can just click this little button here and go edit labels, and I can pick the color that I have over my legend. So that probably sounds like an action thing, right? But maybe I also want him to be, you know, you don't have to do this, you don't have to fight me kind of thing. So it's a story moment. So I can have both those in there, you know, and move it around. The other thing that's really slick about this, let me just turn these off just by clicking, is if this will be the last thing I'll say here, and I'll get out of your guys' hair, but if you notice I have the color here, I could quickly glance at this, and using my legend, I can see, okay, we start with some action, that's pretty typical, then we get into some story, that's pretty typical, and then right now, so far, it's just loaded with action. Now, that might be great, or maybe I want to give a little bit of a break of all that action. Maybe that's where the B story comes in. Maybe that's where I just start adding story elements, you know, like people watching them fight, but they're in the distance. So like maybe it's people saying like, oh my God, there's a demon everywhere. Maybe we need to go talk. How do we, you know, like it's people, how do we help Jessup fight? So you can see the fight in the background maybe, but you don't necessarily, like it's pages of you in the fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think this might be cool for some of you guys. I just want to jam it out there just so you guys can, you know, get an idea for what's going on here, and hopefully this helps you out. But anyway, leave a comment below and let me know what you think, if this is something you guys have already been using, and again, like I said, I'm super late to the party, or if this is something that you think might be really cool for you, that might, you know, get you out of that little breaking point to sort of like just go, okay, now I can finally draw. You know, like I don't need to necessarily write a script, because if I just go my first page is Jessup defeats a wrestler, I can go right to thumbnail. The dialogue and stuff, maybe you might want to flesh that out and stuff. That's up to you. I just wanted to present this to you guys, and hopefully it helps you out. So if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Check out some of the other videos here as well. Tons of comic stuff, tons of drawing stuff, and I'm always up for new content you guys are interested in as well. And one last thing I will say before I let you guys go is there will be lots more of Jessup King stuff going forward here. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. It's been a long time coming, especially for me. Like if you guys go back, where are the comic pages, John? Where's the process stuff? I don't know if we're gonna have the short videos anymore. Most likely we're gonna have like the long streaming ones, because I get more out of that, and I get to, you know, talk to you guys and all that stuff. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Thank you for your time. Hopefully this helps you out. Keep reading comics, keep making comics, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.